young, they died suddenly, and the cause of death in each of the three cases was either directly or indirectly drugs. Also, even though each of these three individuals had millions of fans all around the world who loved them, at the moments each of them died, they were not even surrounded by family and friends. They were completely alone. Now, if you look through this fence on the right, you can make out a tennis court. Above it on a knoll is a huge white mansion from 1959 to 1968. This is where Elvis Presley lived. This is when Elvis Presley was making all those Hollywood movies that he lived here. That was before he began to perform live on stage again, at which point Elvis was then living at Graceland in Tennessee. Elvis Presley died alone in one of the bathrooms in Graceland at the age of 42. Now, without us moving an inch, if you look to the left, this mansion with a green roof, at the very height of her success as a motion picture star, this is where Marilyn Monroe lived. Marilyn Monroe died alone in her bedroom making a telephone call at the age of 36. I said there must be something rather mysterious about this spot that we're at, because now, as we start to move forward, the very next property on the left, first you see a long white wall, and now through the trees you're going to start to see a very large white mansion. For a long time this home was owned by Sean Connery. About a year and a half ago he sold it, and this is the home that Michael Jackson moved into and began renting for $100,000 a month. It was in this home on the left that Michael Jackson just recently died. Michael Jackson died in one of the bedrooms in this mansion after being injected with a shot by a doctor who was attending him. After giving him that shot, the doctor then left that room, and shortly after that, Michael Jackson passed away alone in that bedroom. He was just 50 years old. People from literally all around the world have been finding their way to the main entrance of the mansion, which is here on the left. You can see somebody left some flowers, some roses there, sticking in the gate. There have been so many people leaving gifts that you can see the lawn is worn away from the area near the mailbox. Michael Jackson's birthday was several months ago, and on the day of his birthday, as you can imagine, there were all kinds of flowers and candles, album covers, pictures, postcards of Michael Jackson that fans left. And even on the day of his birthday, right there in the street next to the curb, underneath the mailbox on the day of his birthday, someone left a birthday cake. We were right about here one afternoon when Michael Jackson was living here, showing the home, and there was about 15 cars parked ahead of us and behind us, with people sitting in the cars on the same side of the street that we're on. And all of a sudden, that gate on the left started to open up, and there were two black SUVs that were starting to exit the driveway. They had very dark windows. When the people who were in the waiting for the parked cars saw the first vehicle, they must have recognized it, because they began jumping out of their cars and running into the driveway. The two cars then, the two SUVs slowed down. They stopped, actually. And then slowly one of the windows came down on the first car, and there was Michael Jackson. He talked for about 5 or 6 minutes to his fans, and then slowly the window went back up in that car, and the two SUVs then made left turns out of this driveway and proceeded to go to the corner where you see the red umbrella. Then the two SUVs made left turns and got into traffic, and while they were doing that, all the people who were here in the driveway were meanwhile running back and getting into their cars, and now they were chasing after the two SUVs. There's about 15 or 20 cars, so it gives you a little bit of an idea of what it was like for Michael Jackson at the very end of his life. Every time he came back to this property or left it, there were people waiting for him 24/7.